Hi, my name is Barrett Givens. I'm the chair of the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, and this video is to go over the requirements for a minor in mathematics or statistics at Cal Poly Pomona. Now, why minor in math or stats? The number one reason I would say is that math and stats are just really fun. But what might be more convincing to you is that minoring in mathematics or statistics can make you more employable. It's not too hard for students in many majors to get the minor. So, for example, engineering or computer science students already have to take so much math that it's not that much more to get a minor. If you're interested in teaching high school mathematics, but you, for whatever reason, don't want to get a bachelor's degree in math, or maybe if you're a business major, but you're interested in big data or actuarial science or something like that, or maybe you just find math interesting and you like to understand really why math works the way it does, how statistics can be used, and you really want to understand it more deeply than however it's covered in your current major. There are three types of math or stats minor to choose from. There's the general math minor, there's the secondary teaching interest minor, if you're interested in high school teaching, and there is the statistics minor. Let's start with the general math minor. For the general math minor, the main requirement is that you need 28 units total, and 16 of them are given in this table. So it's Calculus 1 and 2, multivariable calculus, and differential equations and linear algebra class. We prefer that you would take Math 2250, so that would bring you up to 16 units in this category. However, we also know a lot of students, particularly engineering majors, are already taking Math 2240 for their degree requirements for their major. And so if you want to substitute 2240 for the 2250, that's fine. You can choose either 2250 or 2240. However, if you take the 2240, you only get 3 units. So to get to the total 28, you have to take an extra upper division unit to meet that. So to get to the 28, you need an additional 12 or 13 units of upper division courses. Please see the handouts on the webpage or in the Blackboard organization to see specifically which courses can be counted for these upper division electives. Generally, the minor, it's very open-ended. You have the freedom to choose from a really long list of courses as long as you hit that 28 total. After taking the required lower division, you just take whatever you want. And the types of courses you might want to take, some of the pure math courses. Pure math tends to be more about really deriving like why certain things are true, understanding things in a very abstract way, a lot of writing proofs. Applied math tends to be more about using mathematics to solve problems in the real world, like seeing how mathematical techniques can be used to solve real-world problems. Or statistics, which is about analyzing data. If you want to take a statistics course for the general math minor, that's fine. You can take one STA course if you're in the general math minor. For a lot of students, that turns out to be Stat 2260 because it's required for some other majors. If you wanted to take more stats courses than that, then I suggest that you look at the stats minor maybe instead. Okay, so you might want to pause the video right here and go look at the catalog to look up the descriptions of all these courses I've listed. In the future, we are going to be making some videos for each of these individual courses so that you can get a feel for what all these courses are about. Or you could talk to an advisor to maybe get more ideas about which of these courses might be the right courses for you. The second minor is for the secondary teaching interest, which is if you were interested in teaching high school mathematics, then this would be a minor for you. And this minor, unlike the general one, which is very open-ended, this one has a very specific list of courses you should take. So it starts off the same as the general one with Calc 1 and 2, multivariable, and then either Math 2250 or 2240. But instead of letting you choose upper division courses to meet 12 or 13 units, it just gives you a list of 13 units worth of courses. The history of math course, the number theory course, the Euclidean geometry course, and the statistics for computer science and engineering students course. So these courses give you a nice overview of the kinds of mathematics that you need to understand to really have a deep understanding of what's taught in high school. So for example, the Euclidean geometry class, it's going to be the same kind of Euclidean geometry that you learned in high school, but from a deeper and more solid point of view and understanding of how it works. If you want to be a high school math teacher, there's an exam that all future public high school math teachers have to take in the state of California called the CSET, the California State Exam for Teachers. And these classes will give you a good grounding in a lot of the material that's covered on the CSET exam. So if you're interested in teaching high school mathematics, then this would be a good minor for you to pursue, and you would just take this list of courses. Finally, we have the stats minor. So for the stats minor, the list of required courses is longer. You would need to take Calculus 1 and 2 and multivariable calculus, that's 12 units. Then you're expected to take the classes that math majors take in probability and statistics. So for probability, it's Stat 2200. For statistics, Stat 2100 is the course that all math majors take. Or if you're majoring in another major that requires 2260, you can sub 2260 for that instead. Then in addition, there's an upper division course in regression. That's such a key idea in statistics that you're required to take one of these two courses that covers it in detail, either Stat 4320 or Stat 4350. And so altogether, when you look at that list of required courses for the stats minor, it comes to either 23 units or 22 units, depending upon the choice of which class you took for the basic statistics content. So the total minor is 29 units. So to get to that 29 unit total, you would choose additional courses of upper division statistics, either 6 or 7 units. And they have to be chosen from this list, the list that I have written down here, Stat 3100, 4200, and so on. You might notice that 4320 and 4350 are in both lists. You cannot double count them. So if you took Stat 4320 to count as part of the required courses in the upper table, then you can't also count it as one of your electives. It has to be one or the other. Another way to think about it is that when you add up all the courses that you've taken from this table plus the additional courses, it should come out to truly 29 units or more. If it's less than that, then that means you're double counting, and that's not allowed. The statistics minor would be really good if you're interested in actuarial science, if you're interested in going on to graduate school in something like biostatistics, or if you are just interested in understanding how to interpret data and understand like what kind of story is this data telling us. I think a lot of people who are interested in statistics might include like economics majors, computer science majors, really anybody who is interested in just understanding how to interpret data. So that is the stats minor. Okay, I hear you say. So now what are my next steps? I've decided I want to do a minor. How do I make it happen? So there is a form that you're going to want to fill out. When you got the email about being a minor, you should have received either a link or an attachment with this form. And so now I'm going to go to the form and show you how to fill it out. Okay, so this is the form that we're supposed to use to have students declare a minor. And I've made a couple edits on it because this form is pretty out of date and it often confuses students. So I've just made a couple edits here for you to keep in mind. The copy that you get probably doesn't have these edits. So first it says, submit this form to the registrar's office. No, Building 98's been closed for more than a year now. You're just going to email it to mathstat@cpp.edu. Ignore this sentence that says complete this form only if you've already declared the minor. So just ignore those things. I'm sorry for how confusing they are. You will fill out this form by filling out, first of all, your name and all of your information, your email address at cpp.edu, your major, and then for the minor, you can either write math minor or stats minor. And the catalog or curriculum year, that's the year that you first declared the minor. So if you are doing it for the first time right now, and it is fall 2020 right now, then you would write fall 2020. If you declared it last year, but you're submitting this form to make some changes, then you would put down whatever the term was that you first declared the minor. And if you're not sure, you can see that on your DPR. Up at the very top, it'll show you the catalog/curriculum year for all of your plans and subplans. Okay, now here you're supposed to list the classes that you're going to take for the minor. We don't need you to list classes like Math 1140, Math 1150, Math 2140. None of those are necessary because those are all just required anyway, so we already know you're going to take that. So don't list any classes that are required of all students in that minor. Just list the classes that are the ones that you're going to be taking that are a choice from the list. So here, for example, you might write something like, MAT 3100, And then over here you would write Intro to Mathematical Proof, and maybe just put like a 4 in parentheses. So I just want you to list the classes that you're planning on taking for the minor right here. MAT 3250, number theory, something like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to see when you submit this that you've come up with a plan that does satisfy our requirements. Now, whatever you have on this plan, you're not necessarily going to actually be held to it. So if you write number theory, but then later you end up taking combinatorics instead, that is completely fine. So just list the courses here that you are thinking that you would want to take to complete the minor, and only list the courses that are choices, where it's like choose from this list. You don't need to list the courses that are required. And then finally at the bottom, you're going to sign your name, and you're going to date it. And then, as I said before, you're going to email it to mathstat@cpp.edu. So after it comes to the mathstat, then it will come to either me or my associate chair, and we will either approve or deny it. We'll just basically look to see, did what you write down here, was it enough? So like what I currently have is not enough because I only have 7 units and I need 12 or 13. So we'll double check that, approve it. Then it will go to the dean. The dean will approve it as well, and then it'll come back to the math office, and a staff person in our office will enter it into Bronco Direct. And so you should see the minor come up on your degree progress report within a few weeks, hopefully, after you submitting this form. Okay, so hopefully that tells you how to fill out this form. Finally, if you still have questions, you can email mathstat@cpp.edu or attend one of our minor Q&A sessions that we will be holding. The math department office at mathstat@cpp.edu would be able to tell you when those are going to be held each term. Okay, thank you for considering a minor in mathematics. I hope that you enjoy your classes and find that minoring in math or stats gives you a deeper understanding of quantitative reasoning and supplements your major really well. So thanks for listening.